What's up, guys? Ian Sandusky from Lakewood Machine and Tool back here again for Practical Machinist. Today I'm here at West Tech at ECI Solutions with Tim and Chris.
How you doing, Ian?
Thank you very much for having us, guys.
Thanks for coming by.
So what are we looking at first here today from ECI Solutions?
Right now we're looking at M1. So ECI has a suite of manufacturing-specific ERP platforms that really fit the mold of all the different manufacturing processes, from mixed mode, made to order, made to stock, batch and processing, you name it. So you'll talk to Tim a little bit later about a different product. But right now we're looking at a fully embedded ERP.
Now, what is an ERP for those at home who don't know?
Yeah,
some guys maybe who aren't too familiar with that.
Sure, so it stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. But really what this is a business management software from quote to cash.
So literally from square one to it going out the door.
Yep. So fully embedded production, sales, financials.
Okay.
Now we have
yeah,
integrations that you can link in, but this will do everything soup to nuts in the whole manufacturing process.
Now this is M1. What kind of specialties does M1 have? We
typically work with discrete manufacturers, made to order, made to stock, mixed mode. Those are kind of our bread and butter.
What is mixed mode?
Doing a little bit of both, right?
A little bit of both. Okay, fair enough.
Maybe making some parts to inventory, some go right to the job. We really fit into that space pretty well. And so if you're looking at the screen right now, what you've got is a dashboard. We're looking at a financial dashboard really for kind of the executive teams to see where POs are, where cash flow is, where sales orders are. Now
it's very centralized.
Correct.
All on one screen.
You can drill down into each one of these and see the different KPIs or the different, in this example, sales orders that are coming in on, this week, that month, what have you. And each one of these can be configured to specific end users, whether they're a salesperson, finance, production. You can drill into scheduling maybe instead of invoices, for example.
Right.
So really, it's fully embedded, right? Like I said, quote to cash, sales, production, financials, everything.
And for those who are a little bit apprehensive about this kind of stuff, because I don't know a whole lot about it, I'm not the most literate when it comes to tech on this end, does this integrate with something like QuickBooks for people who, basically they're like me and they're using Excel and QuickBooks to manage their workflow?
Yep, it does integrate with QuickBooks. So that's not a problem if that's, a solution that fits your business. We do have the ability to tie that in and use that as the financial side of it. It also does have a built-in financial platform as well if you wanted to do something more fully integrated.
So I wouldn't even need to use QuickBooks if I had this and I didn't want to.
Correct.
Right.
Microsoft-based products, so with people with a little bit of hesitation, it's easier to learn, right? You're used to using Excel, you're used to using Outlook. So Microsoft-based, really easy for folks to learn and use.
And what are the big benefits to switching over to M1 from someone who maybe doesn't use an ERP right now, or switching over to M1 for somebody who maybe uses a more base level ERP? What kind of benefits are they experiencing out of it?
Yeah, I would say really a fully integrated system, having all those solutions in one place, not siloed, right? So to be able to go from one screen and drill down into all those different areas instead of going, to Excel to run some spreadsheet, going back to QuickBooks.
You have to update them all and keep them all lined up.
Right. You've got everything fully embedded in one system, no silos, and just getting better visibility at your fingertips to really drill into real-time data to see what's going on in the shop, what's going on with sales, so on and so forth.
So basically it gives me a better view of what my shop is doing at any given time. I don't need to go dig through my old files in my filing cabinet. I don't need to go chase up customer invoices. It puts it all in front of me so I can run my business more effectively. Is that kind of what I'm hearing?
Absolutely.
And what would you say to people who are hesitant to get on board with something like this? If you could say one thing to them right now when they're watching and they're saying, it looks good, but I'm a little afraid of it. What would you say to them?
I would say, don't be afraid of it. It's, like I said, Microsoft-based, so it's easy to use, easy to learn. And really it empowers, the end users. Whether that's, the executives all the way down to the shop floor workers, it's going to empower them to have the data and have the solutions, to maybe issues that they've known have been going on, but they haven't had a way to really show it. Now this is a way to say, this is what I've been telling you has been happening with my CNC machine.
It's an evidence-based software.
Correct.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for showing that, Chris. Now we're actually going to take a trip around here with Tim to go look at
Jobboss Squared.
Jobboss Squared. So here we are at the other side of the ECI booth. We didn't go that far, I promise. But what are we looking at here with Jobboss Squared? Now, that title sounds familiar and not familiar.
Right.
We had a little conversation about this, but what are we looking at?
It's a really good place to start. So for the last 35 to 40 years, there's really been two key players in the small to mid-size job shop, make-to-order manufacturing market, and it was Jobboss,
which I've heard of,
and the E2 shop system.
And I've also heard of.
Right. So within the last year, through an acquisition with ECI, the two have come together to create one product to be the market leader, right? So E2 and Jobboss have combined to create Jobboss Squared.
So is it pretty safe to say that it took the highlights of E2 and the highlights of the other, jammed them together, and really is using the best parts of both?
That's right, that's right. So over the last 3 or 4 decades as competitors, our products have become similar in terms of their feature set, but we wanted to have the latest and greatest technology. So the ability to have a browser-based, cloud-based solution with a suite of apps led to having Jobboss Squared.
So this is a browser-based ERP.
Correct. So what that means is that it's platform independent. So it can run on Windows or on a Mac or on a Google Chromebook.
Or on my phone.
Or on your phone.
Oh, interesting.
We have a whole suite of apps. In fact, I have a separate little page pulled up where, you know, just kind of a quick highlight of a series of different apps that you can find out in the Apple or Google Play stores. So whether it's to on your shop floor for your users to clock in and out of jobs, for tracking job cost and profitability, employee efficiency. A lot of our customers are ISO or AS9100, so they need quality control. Who worked on what, when, okay?
So I could literally set this up, kind of like the way you got it set up there.
That's right.
As my workspace terminal on the floor.
That's right. So from your shop floor, your employees could be on an iPad or Google tablet or a phone and be able to clock in and out, be able to scan into a job traveler with your different work steps.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they can do that or be able to just choose it from a work queue from the job schedule within the program.
Right. Now, what are the real strengths of this compared to something like a system like the M1, which is, you know, embedded? This is browser-based. What advantages does that bring to it besides the apps?
So similar to M1, we have an all-inclusive program, really also from quote to cash. So the ability to estimate and quote jobs all the way through orders, scheduling, shipping, accounting. We also integrate to QuickBooks. One of the bigger differences is we're a little bit more focused to make-to-order manufacturers and also small and medium-sized manufacturers. So most of our customers using Jobboss Squared are typically under 100 employees. We have lots of shops like yours that might be 10 and 20 employees.
Very small.
All the way up to hundreds of employees. But our sweet spot is those make-to-order job shops, machine shops, and fab shops who need something easy to use.
Right.
They might not be tech savvy. They might not have their own IT department. Right? So most of our customers, they want to be making parts and making money making parts and not worrying about IT.
So the onboarding for this system is fairly straightforward.
Correct. A typical customer can go live from the day they buy it to the day they're live in 1 to 2 months.
Really?
Yes.
And that's fully integrated on the floor, ready to go.
Correct.
And when it comes to people who are hesitant towards getting into an ERP, do you find they're kind of gravitating towards this software above others because of that reason?
There's usually 2 big reasons we see small shops that are concerned about implementing a system like this. One is fear of technology. They haven't used something like this before. You mentioned that.
A little afraid of it.
And the other is cost, right? So we've tried to eliminate both of those by having a very, as you can see, very easy on the eye, streamlined software built originally by 2 guys working in a machine shop back in the 80s. Yep, Greg and Rich Eman. And really keeping it easy to use so that you don't have to be real IT savvy, right? Simple. Also that the integration to QuickBooks means maybe your bookkeeping staff doesn't have to change. We don't have to move their cheese, right? They can keep doing what they're used to doing. And then the other one is cost. This is cost structured for small and medium-sized shops. So easy subscription, you can use it and get going quickly without a large upfront of tens of thousands of dollars.
It is a subscription-based service.
Correct. Which is kind of the way the world's going. I mean, Netflix and all these others. So we're keeping up with the Joneses on that.
And what's really exciting coming out for this system in the coming year? Any big updates coming? Any planned integration?
Yes, we actually have just released a big one with Allura machine monitoring.
Oh, wow.
So more and more of our customers want to have real-time integration to their CNC machines or their laser or other things like that. So just in the last couple of months, we've integrated to Allura. Certainly learn more about that on our ECI website. But that's a big one. We have certainly more plans coming as well. Advancements with integrations through APIs, government cloud solutions, and some of those things like that the market needs.
Kind of what I'm hearing is that this is kind of looking to be fully integrated with everything you could possibly stick into it at some point in the future.
That's right. I mean, most of our shops aren't, as Chris mentioned, don't want to have silos of different pieces of information. So this allows you to import your BOMs and drawings from AutoCAD or SolidWorks to bring that in to be able to estimate and quote the jobs, all the way through tracking your orders, doing your job scheduling for you, integrated quality control for your ISO or AS9100 needs, and all the way through that back-end accounting, whether it's our accounting or using something like QuickBooks.
So wait, you can actually put your drawings up into the system, go find them later, as if it's a big filing cabinet with all my jobs.
Correct.
Go find
a digital
my costing.
filing cabinet for all your drawings, attachments, photos. One of the apps we have allows you from your phone to take a picture of a part. Maybe it's a non-conforming or corrective action issue, or just a finished part that looks really cool and you want to be able to keep a picture of that or put it on your website. We have an app where right from your phone or tablet, links right back to the job or to the part.
And since it's cloud-based, I can also go home, try to look at what was going wrong that day, and go look at my QA reports, for example.
That's right. We now have over 10,000 customers using this around North America. And we had a large percentage of them moving to the cloud, but of course COVID accelerated that. A lot of administrative staff had to go and work from home, or people who got sick needed to stay away, but they could still work. So being it cloud-based means that anywhere you can access the software with just simply an internet connection, like here at the West Tech Show, and a browser, right? And it's all secure.
Thank you very much for showing us this today, Tim.
My pleasure.
You have a
Thanks
great
for
day,
stopping by.
and where can we find you guys online?
ECIsolutions.com.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.